So I'm what some people might refer to as a psychiatric survivor. I have survived being institutionalized and over-medicated and misdiagnosed. And because I was able to survive all of that, I have so much hope and faith that anybody can recover and reclaim their life. That's why I got into doing this work, and that's what keeps me doing this work. Alternative to MedCenter is such a unique organization. From the core philosophy of just treating every resident with high level of respect and dignity and compassion, to the radical approach that a person can heal their mental health through nutrition and detoxification and supplements and all of these natural things that exist. It's just such a unique environment. I've never seen any facility or program really take this approach. I've seen facilities take elements of what we do and try to implement them, but to take all of those elements and put them in the same place is just, it's amazing. I talk to people from all over the world and they tell me, yeah, there's nothing like this, whether it's Denmark or South Africa or Japan or Ohio. The reality is that sadly there just isn't enough help out there for people who want to find alternatives to prescription medications. We're not opposed to medication. Medication has its place in the world, in medical practice. What we've seen is an overuse and overprescribing of these medications. And often the medication will be given as a solution before a simpler solution is offered, such as changing your diet or changing unhealthy relationships or unhealthy habits. There's so much more that goes into a person's mental health than just taking a pill and expecting that to be the solution. Often medication is given and it's a temporary solution to a problem that might have been there for a long time. And the medication in itself isn't always the solution to the problem. It's part of a solution. And so what we want to look at is, what are the other solutions that we can offer for this problem besides just medication? And is it possible to reduce that medication to a level that's safer, that does not cause the side effects that a person's experiencing? Can we help find the right medication through lab testing and diagnostics to make sure that somebody isn't on the wrong medication or isn't over-medicated or isn't suffering from those side effects that the medications are causing? Often we get people who are on 3, 4, 5, 6 different medications because the original medication caused them side effects, and now they're on more medication to treat the side effects of the original medication. So while there is a place for medication in the world and in medical practice, we're finding an epidemic of over-medication, and that's what we're trying to help. A lot of people ask us, why can't I do this at home? What's the difference with me reducing my medication every week on my own or following some, handbook that I got off the internet? And the truth is that some people are able to do this on their own. Most people are not. Most people need a lot of support. And what we're doing is we're offering a safe space, free of the stressors in your life, to not only put your full attention on this process, but to get the support that you need to get through it. So as you titrate, as you taper off of the medication, we're offering you specific supplements. We're offering you specialized supplements to treat your unique neurochemistry and to treat that need that is still there. The medication is gone, but the need is still there. And that's what we want to address. We want to address what is it that that person needs. Do they need help with sleep? Do they need help dealing with depression or anxiety? And there are natural ways that we can address those needs as we taper off the medication. The goal is to reduce the symptoms that necessitate the medication. The goal is to reduce the need for the medication. If we can reduce the need for the medication by treating that problem naturally, then we've succeeded. Our goal with every resident is to empower them and to educate them so that they can be their own healthcare provider. Many of our residents have fallen into hard times because they blindly took the advice of their doctor. They went to their doctor and they said, I have anxiety. And then the next thing you know, they're dependent on a substance. And so when we have a resident with us for 60 days, we want to train them, to educate them so that then when they leave, they can treat themselves. They know how to make the right decisions. They know how to go grocery shopping and pick the right foods. They know how to maintain a healthy exercise routine. They know how to keep their body clean, to keep their mind clean, and to have the tools necessary to survive in a toxic world. And that is something that sets Alternative to MedCenter apart, is the way that we work to empower each person so that they are an integral part of their treatment. We meet with that resident every week to talk about any changes in their medication or supplements or anything. And we don't implement those changes until we get the buy-in of that resident so that they understand what's happening and they're a part of that decision-making process. And we found that that shift can make a big difference in that resident's life and the way that they look at their health care. We see addiction as more than just behavior. We see addiction as an imbalance, a neurochemical imbalance that has caused that individual to want to seek out substances, to seek out something to help to balance out what's going on with them internally. And so our approach to addiction is that along with individual therapy and group therapy, we are addressing that person's unique neurochemistry. We're pulling toxins and flooding their cells with nutrients in order to help them to gain a balance once again, so that they no longer feel that urge, that desire to seek out something to correct that balance. And what we found to be effective is for that person to really start to achieve that equilibrium, that balance in their life, and to understand and feel they can have that sense of peace, that sense of joy without the drugs, without the alcohol, whatever substance it is, that they can achieve those good feelings, those positive experiences in their life naturally. We use many different schools of thought at Alternative to MedCenter because each one has value, and we don't want to be limited to one approach when there's so much to be gained by integrating those approaches. So we use a combination of different modalities, techniques. Orthomolecular medicine is one. Orthomolecular medicine basically believes that the body has imbalances at times that cause different symptoms, and that those symptoms can be treated and those imbalances can be corrected through using naturally occurring substances, things that already exist in the body, but at larger doses. So our approach in using orthomolecular medicine is to use large doses of supplements, amino acids, nutrients to treat those parts of us that are out of balance, those parts of us that are malnourished or depleted and that desperately need that nourishment, that nurturing. And through that process of, on a daily basis, flooding the body with those essential nutrients, we start to see over time balance restored. Another approach that we use is environmental medicine. And environmental medicine basically believes that the environment has an effect on us, and things that we ingest in our environment, such as toxins, can, again, create imbalances, can cause the onset of various symptoms, whether they're physical, mental, they're real. And that through detoxing and removing those toxins, again, we start to restore the balance, the natural balance in our body. Our body was not meant to store large amounts of mercury or arsenic or lead. And as our body accumulates those things, we fall out of balance. And what we've seen in our treatment is as people start to be able to remove those toxins and clear their body, that the neural pathways are clear, that the pathways that the body uses to metabolize nutrients, to utilize the things in our diet and our supplements, that those functions are able to work better, and the balance is restored. And as the balance is restored, the need and the desire for medications or substances is reduced.